do you guys see a difference in those two trees right there? Anything different about them? Right. One is really big and the other one is not. And they were both planted at the same time from the same size container, and the trees looked exactly the same when I planted them, I don't know, 5 years ago or 6 years ago or something. And to be honest, it goes beyond that. There was a third tree right here. And guess what? There's no tree there now. Where was it? It was right here, I think. I was trying to block the view of the garage entirely from the angle of the house over there. And I kind of did it, except, there's a tree missing. So you see this section over here. And of course, this tree hasn't filled in yet. Well, let me tell you about a little bit about these trees. Avocado trees are a little frustrated. I'm going to frustrating to admit, to be totally honest, to get them going. They're a little finicky. What's interesting is you can plant a row of 5 and, they'll all do different things. One will die, one will thrive, one will linger, one will fruit, and the other one will get all leaves and no flowers. So, and people ask me, why do they do that, Gary? I say, well, I don't know. Why does every poppy plant probably makes 10,000 seeds? 10,000 seeds. Its lifetime, maybe 100,000. But imagine if every poppy that made 100,000 seeds, every one of those grew to adult size. It wouldn't take long until poppies would be all over the planet, covering every square inch of everything. So I guess in a way, not everything is meant to survive. I think Darwin would probably agree with that assertion, theory, or axiom. Hard to say which it is. But anyway, yeah, so now what happened here is this tree freaked out, right? It kind of died down, got all stressed, and basically died down to almost a stump. And then we can even dig in here and see if we can find it. Can we find it? Let's see what happened to this tree. Where is the original stump? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, see what? It died down. And see how low it branched? So I let it grow up from that. And here's how these avocados behave. This is why it's so important to know this. Is every avocado that gets a leaf, this leaf here, you know what this leaf is like? I'm going to give you a hint of what this leaf is like. I'm going to give you a hint of what this leaf is like. I'm going to give you a hint of what this leaf is like. Anybody get it yet? Come on, everybody. Even the slow people know now. Hey, don't worry. It takes me longer to get jokes than almost everybody. But I get there eventually. So if you're like that, then hey, you probably have a really big personality like me. You make up for it somewhere else. So anyway, the smart people figured it out real quick. Those are the people that are running the world right now that went to MIT. Anyway, I didn't go there. So every one of those leaves is like a solar collector, and it is making love to the sun, and the sun is imbuing all of this wonderful energy into that leaf. That leaf is then converting that energy into sugars. Those sugars are going down in the root system and the stems everywhere, and it's being stored. Stored for what? Stored for next year. So all this growth coming out right now, that's from energy from all the leaves that captured it last year. Well, guess what? The tree was much smaller last year. So what does that mean? That means there's like an exponential growth curve we're talking about here. If, you can keep, basically, and if you're a math major, if exponential is not the right word, let me know. Especially if you're from MIT. Yeah, exponential, I'm going to say that like every one of these leaves, these are last year's leaves. See these sad things right here? Watch my video. Gary, my avocado tree is dying. And I'm not going to talk about it here. You can just Google, Gary, my avocado tree is dying. You watch that, and you'll understand why this one looks so bad. Look, oh, and why these look so pretty, right? But all these leaves that are all sad and tired looking, they did their job last year as solar collectors and got all the solar energy. For every leaf, this is kind of fun too. Look. This is the cool thing about being near Travis Air Force Base. Can you see that? Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. These planes are really cool. Anyway, what was I talking about? Solar collectors. So every one of these leaves will collect energy, and I bet you each leaf for this year, if left on the tree all year, will make 3 to 4 leaves for the following year. So think about that. That's like a snowball. You put snow on the ground, bigger the little chunk you start with, you roll it over, it gets bigger, and then it doubles and it doubles and it doubles, right? Or triples and triples and triples or whatever. Probably depends on the density of the snow, the water content, the temperature. You know, we can get a hydrologist. If you're a hydrologist from MIT, please let us know how that works. Put some formulas up. Anyway, same thing with the avocado. So you end up getting this like exponential growth on them, assuming if the deer eat off one leaf, that's 4 more leaves you're not going to get next year. If a leaf drops because you didn't water it, that's 4 more leaves you're not going to get next year. Anything that slows the plant down. If the plant gets sunburn on it, that's less leaves you're going to get next year because it can't transmit the energy through the stem because the stem is toasted from the sun on that side. So what happened here? Like this thing got knocked way back, right? Well, then it has to recover. Well, this tree didn't get knocked out. It had like 50 leaves on it, and then it had, 300 the next year. This one only had 15, only had 45. Then 45 went to like 270, and then 400 went to 1200, and so on and so forth. And so the most important thing of all is do anything you can to make sure the plant does not get into any stressful conditions, get eaten by the deer, or anything that are going to knock those critical leaves off these trees. Because you want to get these trees as big as possible. And once they are big and they're really vigorous, they're making all this energy from the sun with all those solar collectors, that's when you're really going to get a lot of avocados. And that's pretty much what I have to say about the snowball effect of avocados. Is that a good title? I think that's what I'll call it. The snowball effect of avocado trees. And I'll leave you with, let's see here. Since we talked about my solar panels, let's just do a little of that right there. See? And a little bit of silence, because you get tired of hearing me talk, or I get tired of hearing me talk. It's not just you.